Oh no, it's supposed to be on the 31st. They're gonna work as long as they can and bring everybody's to the council. And I can say that one week. The midway shelter. The midway shelter.
I'll call a regular city of White Lakes Council meeting of Monday, November 13th, 2023 to order. Roll call, please.
Scott,
Here.
Beauregard,
Here.
Grams, here, Kramer, here, Zins.
Here. Would everybody please stand for the pledge of allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, first item up is consent agenda. Everybody had a chance to go over those items? It is so, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Counselor Kramer, is there support? I'll support it. Supported by Counselor Scott. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carried. Yes, and citizens, anybody want to speak, please? All right. Reports on staff, City Administrator Lammy.
Nothing tonight, thank you, Mayor.
City Attorney Bumfeld. Nothing. Counselor Kramer,
Nothing tonight here.
Counselor Graham,
Nothing tonight.
Counselor Beauregard,
That's later.
Counselor Scott. Nothing to report. I'll make it unanimous. New business, none. New business, 11-1. SEH proposal for professional service for the White Lakes Community Wellness Project.
I was presented with the proposal from SEH, and Ellen is here as well to discuss if you have any questions. I did ask about financial services, and so SEH has done some assistance with grant writing and the bonding bill. That's not in this proposal, but it is included as part of their service package. So that is what we have in front of us. As you can see, their total contract amount is $438,000. If awarded, that is less than what the initial engineering estimate was. And so it puts you down just a little bit as far as your total project cost.
Ellie?
I don't really have much to add. I'm just here for any questions on any something with the packet and that keeps me.
Anybody from the council have any questions? No?
So if we approve this, everything that's listed in here is getting approved to be like constructed or engineered?
It's engineering. Yep. There's things that are, you know, they go through the project understanding, and then they go through things that SEH will provide and things that they won't provide. For example, if they're done with design and you change your mind as to how you want it to look, obviously you'd have to pay for those additional services, that kind of thing. So.
The bottom line is if we come to an agreement with SEH, we shouldn't do the agreement until we have all our financial decisions in place.
Yes and no. And so if you want SEH to go out for bids in the spring, so we can get our financial package together, then you'd have to approve this agreement. SEH won't do any design work. They won't do any engineering work until this contract gets approved. And so if you're looking for preliminary construction in 2024 with the arena being like the ice plant being done in 25, which is where we're at this point, this contract would need to get approved tonight. Yes.
Okay, I guess my question is this is, do we have an out? I mean, I don't want to pay $438,000 to SEH if in fact we do not finish the project. I understand we need to have SEH on board to go out for bids for this project. Is there a clause or wording in here that states that if they do the work, that there's a certain amount that's going to be utilized for going out for cost estimates?
So you do have the bonding money.
Correct.
And so you can utilize the bonding money to pay for this engineering. And so then the engineering will be yours if you choose not to go forward with the project after the bids are completed. We will be able to pay for this contract, and the contract goes through the end of construction. And so you won't pay out $438,000 tomorrow. It'll be a phase.
Right, I understand that. I guess I don't want to be, let me put it this way, I don't want to be on the hook for the full amount if in fact project for some reason doesn't go through.
That would be correct. If at some point you decided to terminate the contract or terminate the project and not move forward with it, there would be no more services from SEH at that point.
Okay.
I think that was my question too, that I was gonna ask you, Alan, if we start the project. And then we realize we don't have enough funding to complete the project, so we want to stop. Yeah, then you just quit billing us for these services, or you still have to pay the whole 438.
I would have to double check, but I'm pretty sure you guys would just notify us that
Just stop your work.
we'll stop working, and if you ever pick it back up, we'll resume then, but we would stop working, especially that construction administration. That portion would not get paid out, the project before not to get constructed. It would be a matter of where we are at in design at the time that you guys decided if you wanted to stop.
And part of this is you helping us try to get some funding. Who is that, some of your services?
That's not listed in the contract, but it is included as part of their service package. Yeah.
Services, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, and an option that we do have as we go into design is to do some base bid and add alternates to help narrow down, I guess, what we want to do at construction and make the most of any financing that you guys do get.
Mitch, you have anything to weigh in on this?
Well. Yes, looking at this, because it's normally the way that it works is that they are proposing a lump sum fee, $138,000. Now normally the way it works with professional services is that they would bill a percentage of that depending upon what percentage of completion of the overall of their overall scope of work, depending on what percentage completion of their overall scope of work they've done. And which is what you referenced earlier. The only thing that I don't see in this letter agreement is I don't see that clearly called out in the document. So.
That exhibit A2, what is that? Paragraph 8 talks about service option.
And then in the fine print, Mitch, in section 3 payments. And where it says that we can dispute invoices.
Monthly, they on the estimated.
Well, that's okay. So we're, provided the follow and. So.
I guess I just wanted to make sure that the city was protected in some way. I understand the project startup, the schematic design, the final design, the bidding and the construction, we have to have all of that before we go forward. You know, to get the bids out, you know, and then see what the bids come back, because we have no idea what the bids are gonna come back.
Yeah,
If they're gonna come back in the ballpark that we are looking at, or are we gonna be twice as much? And if it's twice as much, are we gonna go forward? I think that's a big decision for the council and, you know, so I just want to make sure that we have language.
Yeah, so I'm satisfied with that, they would be billing their scope of work on a percentage completion basis. So that they'll only bill on a monthly basis for work that they actually completed up to a total of some 430. So that is called out in that. So I'm satisfied.
Okay, thank you, Mitch. Anybody else have any questions?
And I guess piggybacking off of the discussion we had a week or two ago. With the state bonding, there's certain things that we need to construct at the arena and things that we don't necessarily need to per the state bonding and asking for that from me. So I guess I'd like to see what things we need and what things we want.
Yep, as Ellie was saying, that would be included as part of ad alternates.
Oh.
And so we could definitely bid out everything that we need to in the base bid and then bid out ad alternates as to what we think are more wants.
Oh.
Yep.
So we can make those changes.
Yep.
Anybody else? If everybody is satisfied, is there a motion to approve this proposal for professional services from SEH?
Yeah, we can't start the project without engineering work being done first, so I'll make a motion to start the process and see how far we can get.
Okay, a motion made by Councilor Grams, is there support? I'll support that. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. 11.2, pay request number 1 from Lency Enterprise in the amount of $244,055 for the Midway project renovation.
So this includes materials, which does also include the building that is not quite up yet. We do have a substantial completion date that has passed. It is October 31st. And so they are currently working past their substantial completion date, which we encourage them to do with the weather. Once the weather turns, probably after this week sometime, Lency and SEH will approach the city council for winter waiver, a hold off for the winter work. And the council at that time can make a decision as to what exactly you'd like that to look like. We did, like I said, the substantial completion was October 31st, which has not been met. So we want them to do good work and we want them to put it up right. And so pouring concrete and putting bituminous down when it's 20 degrees is not good work. So that'll be presented to the council at a later meeting, but this pay request includes their work to date as well as the materials for that building.
Okay.
So they've already purchased the building, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Have it, but it just can't be finished and put up.
Yep.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the pay request number 1 from Lency Enterprises?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Councilor Kramer, is there support?
I'll support.
Supported by Councilor Grams. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, number 11.3 is pay request number 38 from Gritter Construction, the amount of $84,220 for the wastewater treatment facility project.
So I do know that they were gonna look at holding off on putting the second lift of bituminous down, but with the great weather this week, they are looking to pave that this week. So that'll be another step closer to this project actually wrapping up. They will have some additional work to do in the spring as far as landscaping and that cleanup, that kind of stuff, but this is pretty darn close to being complete.
And this is all part of the original cost.
Correct, yep.
All right, is there a motion to approve the pay request for Good Construction?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Counselor Scott, is there support?
I'll support.
Supported by Counselor Kramer. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Okay. Noted.
Yep.
All right, 11-4 regarding request regarding Fisherman's Point Campground.
So I received a request from Heather Adamson. She requested to reserve the field campsites for Water Carnival weekend, and meaning she wanted to reserve them prior to April 1st when the campsites open. I indicated to her that that wouldn't be possible. It's a very, very busy weekend. It would probably cause a uproar if we allowed that to happen. So she is requesting August 2nd through the 4th, or any other weekend in August, if the council would be open to allowing her to reserve prior to April 1st. Some things that the council may want to consider if they are considering allowing this. Are you going to require payment in full? Is there a refund if they cancel? Who's responsible for approving these types of reservations? So if you do it for one, you have to do it for all. And what are the requirements? What type of reservations will be allowed? What will be denied? And then what happens if the reservation is a no call, no show after the first night? Does it just get canceled? That kind of thing. Traditionally, the city council last year, well, this year was the first year you allowed seasonals happen the year before. So in September and October of the year before, seasonals are drawn. Then in 2023, you allowed week or month-long reservations to open the week before April 1st. And so those are month-long, paid in full, no refunds for any reason. And then April 1st, everything opens for nightly reservations. And so if you are going to allow this type of events, that's up to the city council. You can choose to do so, but there's some things that you'll need to consider if that's the path you'd like to go.
And I see she's asking for 11 field sites, which are not seasonals, which are not weekly or monthly reservations.
That's correct.
Anyway,
Yep.
and she's also requesting a couple of the shelters. It is for a special event, so I don't know how she could possibly plan a special event if we don't give her the reservations. I think on a case by case basis for events, not just for general camping, but for events, I don't know why we couldn't consider some of these requirements about how much she has to pay and what happens if they don't show. Yeah, I would say we could do it for her, but we need to answer all the questions before we allow that to happen, so we have a plan in place.
I wouldn't be in support of doing it because I think it just opens up, you know, us needing to do that for everybody for any type of nightly reservation site. And I think that's a whole lot of work for somebody else. And, you know, we have the August or April 1st startup, which she could get on, and, you know, the field sites aren't that popular, so she'd have a good chance to get in that weekend fully booked.
Anybody else have any comments?
I agree with Deb. It sets a precedent where you kind of open it up for this person for a wedding day. But then where's the cutoff? Would we allow that for like a birthday party weekend or?
I can see both sides. Trying to plan a wedding within 3 months can be difficult. So to not know where your venue is going to be or what weekend it is, it's hard to get the rest of your things to line up. I would like to see the campgrounds get used as much as possible. If it's the way we do monthlies, we can guarantee the sites being filled for that weekend. Being paid in full ahead of time.
I guess before approving it, if we are able to answer all these questions in a future meeting before approving something like this, I think it'll be more prone to maybe being in favor of that.
Yeah, I think we need a policy in place that clearly spells out, if you're reserving 8 sites or more, if you fill out the special event permit and are requesting a special event at our facility or something, you know, just define some clear rules and not just because you wanna, you wanna have the weekend. It would have to be, you know, some minimums and some maybe you pay in full at the time of the reservation or something, but.
Similar to like we're registered locker room hotel at that point, it needs to be so many. We have so much notice. We need to pay ahead of time.
I agree with Sherry, you know, it's I think we can do things like this on a case by case. I don't ever remember something like this coming before us before. I think several years ago, there was a bike group came through, reserved the whole field. It was quite many years ago. And that was kind of the same thing, that was case by case. But I would, personally, I would want that paid in full with a non-refundable. If that were the case, if we were to just go ahead with this. Because we're gonna block off before everybody else is, has access to do it.
Maybe we come up with some rules, like, you know, only the field sites can be pre-booked as they're not high priority, they're not lakefront, maybe.
They would never be included in the seasonal.
Right, you know, maybe that's one of the stipulations that it only works on the field sites to have a group site, you know, you can reserve a whole block or something. Yeah, I think we need to come up with a policy before we, and then present it to her and say, here's our policy, are you willing to abide by the terms?
So like a special event permit would need to be completed no less than 90 days prior to April 1st, that kind of thing. So we'd know well before April 1st.
Yeah, are they planning a bike rally and they need 20 sites, are they planning a wedding or a family reunion, you know, I think they fill out the permit and request a block, just like a hotel, you request a block of rooms to be reserved or something.
So it sounds like you'd like me to draft a policy to put in front of you for the next meeting.
I think the council would probably approve every request, or is that something you want to leave with? What is that?
Well, especially that permit gets brought to the council, right?
No, it's administrative. It only gets brought to the council if you're requesting waiver of fees or in-kind services.
I mean, if we adopt a policy and the application fits within the policy, I would think it's the staff can go ahead and you know, staff approved on it unless there's any special requests.
You wanna table this? Somebody wanna make a motion to table and direct Becky to come up with, draft language, and then we can look at it the next meeting or sometime in the future?
Make a motion to table it so we can review a policy.
Okay, thank you. We don't need a second.
No.
No. All right, resolution 2023-031. Sponsorship for the Moose Trail Ranger ATV Snowmobile Club.
So the Ranger Club comes to us every single year to sponsor the Moose Trail. Last year, after we approved it, we got a request to make it for 5 years, so they don't have to come every single year. And so this one is for a period of 5 years. It comes at no cost to the city other than mine and Betsy and Tammy's time administering stuff for the Ranger ATV Snowmobile Club. We've been doing it for many years, so.
I'll say this helps the club quite a bit with getting funds to just keep the trails in good condition as they are. Without having to look for outside funding or grants to get it done.
You want to make a motion to approve resolution 2023-031?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Counselor Kramer. Is there support?
I'll support that.
Supported by Counselor Scott. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. 11.7, Ranger ATV Snowmobile Club invoice in the amount of $4,910.61 for the Moose Trail, Waback to Gilbert project. I should say at 11.6, not 11.7.
So this, along with the next two, number 7 and number 8, we're passed through for the Ranger ATV Snowmobile Club. We are their fiscal agent. And so we write the checks and then we get reimbursed from their grant amounts, which are included in your packet. This one, I think, actually will be primarily paid by the DNR grant, federal legislative amount, and then the rest will come out of the state legislative amount. I didn't have that information when I was creating the packet, so.
All right, is there a motion to approve the payment for $4,910?
I'll make that motion.
A motion made by Counselor Scott. Your support?
I'll support.
Support by Counselor Borgard. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. 11.7 is ATV Snowmobile Club invoice in the amount of $11,056 for the Moose Trail to go out of the Skygo project. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Counselor Kramer. Your support?
Support.
Supported by Counselor Borgard. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. 11.8, Ranger ATV Snowmobile Club invoice in the amount of $2,725 for the Moose Trail to Waback to Skyville project. Is there a motion to approve?
Make that motion.
Motion made by Counselor Borgard. Is there support?
Support.
Supported by Counselor Grams. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. 11.9, Rams nomination for Rams Board of Directors. My term, I've been on the Rams Board of Directors, and my term is up at the end of the year. And I would be interested in staying on the board. Council would be in agreement to put my name and nominate me for the Rams Board of Directors. I appreciate it.
I'll motion to nominate Mayor Zins to the Rams Board of Directors.
Motion made by Counselor Kramer.
I'll second.
Supported by Counselor Grams. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained. Motion carried. 11.10, 2023 liquor license applications pending receipt of all documents.
You have 4 liquor licenses in front of you. J Way, doing business as the Haven Bar and Grill, MC of White Lakes Incorporated, doing business as Vaughn's Restaurant, SKF Friendly Liquors Incorporated, doing business as Friendly Liquors, and VFW 8144, doing business as Timothy Robinson Post, excuse me. I believe all of these entities have their paperwork in. They will get submitted to the state, and liquor licenses will be mailed back to us as long as the state approves them.
All right, is there a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Counselor Scott. Is there support? Supported by Counselor Grams. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. 11.11 ordinance number 243 regarding 2024 fee schedule. This is what we went over at our special meeting.
I have listed for you all of the updates to the fee schedule from 2023. And so that includes a 2.6% increase on all billable ambulance fees, and also the addition of a couple other billing codes. The addition of resident and non-resident fees at the arena, the increase to the pickleball annual fee, increase to Fisherman's Point nightly and monthly reservations fees, increase to the application fee, and the addition of an appliance fee. The increase to the golf course fees, I did the recommendation from the Golf Commission wasn't consistent across the board, and we discussed making it consistent. So it was $5 for all season tickets, $1 for greens fees, $2 for cart rentals, $1 for tournament and lease fee and clubhouse use fees, $5 for the clubhouse bar lease, $5 for golf cart storage, annual trail cart fee, and trailer cart trailer storage fee, $1 for cart trail fee per day. The library, we discussed changing the structure for the arena sign, so it would be $10 for the first day and $1 for every day after. Licenses, we added the tobacco and THC license cost in there. Miscellaneous, one thing that wasn't caught until we had to redo our parking tickets is we don't have parking ticket amounts on here. So I matched what the city of Aurora does, which is $15 if paid within the first 48 hours. $18 if paid within 3 to 7 days, $23 if paid after 7 days, and after a certain amount of time, that would also include a $40 fee. So it would be $63 if it goes unpaid for any length of time. Currently, the current parking ticket is just $15, so Aurora had that additional fee structure on there. Utilities, the increase to that is 25% to water to $52.50, 20% for wastewater to $72, 25% to sanitation to $27, which totals a $160 per month, which is a $28 per month increase. It would also increase the monthly bill for commercials following the above percentages, the decrease of disconnection reconnection fees, and the updated amount for unoccupied properties to reflect the increases. So if the council wants, this all looks good to the council, I can get it posted no less than 10 days prior to the next council meeting. And then at the 27th meeting, the council would approve this, and then it would be, a summary would be posted in our official newspaper. And after that summary is printed, then it becomes law as of the first of the year.
Okay, anybody have any questions on that? There's no motion
Nope.
required for that.
If no one had anything to change or update, I can go ahead and get that posted.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Counselor Kramer. Is there support? I'll support that. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Thank you, everybody.